So there are really 3 different kinds of partnerships. The first one is product. Now, I love product. It's kind of my favorite. And because I'm a manufacturing girl and have been for my whole career. And so products are an amazing thing. So when you think about products, I bet you can still remember when you were a child and you went to McDonald's and got a Happy Meal and it had a toy with it. That is probably one of the best partnerships. So whether there was a new Star Wars movie coming out or maybe it was Frozen, depending how old you are. But actually one of those partnerships where it's actually 2 brands come together to promote something and the customer gets the benefit. So the customer gets a Happy Meal with the toy, very happy customer. And so that's where you actually have, you can have licensing deals like I did with Jeep. You can have a distribution partnership to promote a movie like McDonald's. You can do it on a really small scale. So I have a great friend of mine is Lara Scolari, who is a very great artist, abstract artist. She creates beautiful artworks. And so she has actually done some partnerships with designer rugs. So people loved her artwork, but obviously she wanted to have a different application for that. And so she did a deal with designer rugs. She also had realised that within a commercial application that environments like restaurants and receptions wanted her artwork but in a bigger form. And so she worked with Lux Walls, which is designer wallpaper, to actually license her artworks onto wallpaper. From a local point of view, she is a local Sydney resident, and so she teamed up with a local sculptor and they created an exhibition together that actually had a theme, and the sculptor had that same theme as the paintings, and they were able to sell out that whole exhibition in just a weekend. She also does a lot with her local community and joins forces with other businesses to actually have exhibitions that involve food and wine and local shopping and fashion. And so she can actually join forces and they all grow in the process. Another example might be around where you can see an opportunity. So imagine if Ferrari did a collaboration with Xbox and they created a product being a steering wheel. So things that singly the customer couldn't get by themselves. Another example might be we have a beautiful friend of mine and she has designer furniture. So she's doing a deal with a studio, a photographic studio, where a lot of brands actually use. And so her stools are in that display kitchen that is being used for photo shoots and commercials. Brilliant. So that's her product in a whole lot of brands that she's able to actually promote and use that in her collateral. Okay, next up is kind of digital products. So digital products are great because you can do them usually quite quickly and usually quite cheaply. The most famous type of a digital collaboration is when you're doing a competition. So you can do something like a weekend giveaway. So I was involved in helping a company called Soul Home. They built a beautiful destination holiday property. And part of the deal that I wrote in was to actually have a 2-night stay that I could actually give away to my social audience as part of that collaboration. So competitions where it's very, very simple, very easy to do, very low touch. So where you join forces with another company. Articles. Articles are a really easy, beautiful way to start working together. And that can be something like, I just saw this morning that hipages have done an article about building a home theatre, and they've included, CSR products in that. Now, I'm a huge fan of hipages, and I've been working with them for a few years. And just wherever we can, we both just try to promote each other's brands. And it's very organic. It's not as staged. It's actually, they were already going to include our product in their editorial or in their articles that they're writing for their blogs. So it just makes it a nice natural fit if you can actually name or recommend a product. And that has then a backlink to our website. We then post that article on our website and we backlink it to hipages. And so we both enjoy the SEO benefits of that article. And actually we both reach different audiences. We also help out each other. So we say, if you want to build something, then use our building products, but actually find your tradie on hipages. So that's a very organic way to actually use probably established relationships that we've been having for a long time. So in your local community, you might be a plumber, you'll recommend an electrician, you might have a coffee shop, and so you'll actually recommend a local caterer or a restaurant. So it's just actually all those relationships that you've already got, that you have already built on all the time, actually just looking at how you can take that just a couple of extra steps and leverage them. And one more that is quite cool is I've just done a bit of a collaboration for a new podcast. It's called The Blockcast. It's with Jono Fleming, who is an amazing interior designer. And so together we are creating a podcast that is all about the reveals on the block. We're getting past block contestants and favourites of the show to actually go on and give us their opinion on the rooms. So that is, again, a really great way that, I could use all the relationships that I had with all the contestants. And Jono is an amazing interior designer with a fantastic voice, a beautiful podcast that he had already created. So this was a new series that we could do collaboratively that actually where we could both benefit, but the ultimate person to benefit was obviously the listener. Okay, and audience or in-person events. Really fun. And I will say that these are incredibly important. And obviously with COVID, it's a lot harder to do right now. But hopefully the world will come back into a normal shape soon, or whatever is the new normal, and we'll be all able to actually be in a room together. So this is examples of these are things like recently I did a makeup class, and it was actually with a makeup brand. So, and it was just in a local hall in my area. I didn't know that I was going to be sold to by the makeup company, but I was really interested to actually learn new tips. But that was a great one. There was a fantastic example of a real estate agent who donated to sell a house for the local primary school. And so that agent was able to get in front of hundreds of his target audience in his location. He was able to offer that service, which was he would sell a house for free. He would usually get that would usually cost the homeowner maybe 30,000-40,000. A local person bid and got it for about 20,000. But it was massive. That real estate agent came to all the cocktail parties, was actually in the school newsletter. The local newspaper actually picked it up and did a whole article on it. They were able to show the house that had won the auction. And so it was a beautiful campaign where actually, again, like the person who won that auction had a huge benefit. They only paid half the commission that they would normally pay. The primary school got a new playground out of it, and the real estate agent got a huge amount of leads and advocacy from the community for doing the right thing. So and that was done in person on the night in a school hall. So pretty cool. In terms of if you're an online company, a great example of this is what I saw at Business Chicks. and Tinder was actually there. So what they were doing was taking the scariness or the stigma out of their product, their online product, and actually showing that they were a real brand. You could ask them questions in person. It became, something that you could feel and touch and actually connect with. And it drove a huge number of uptakes for their brand, which was great. Within another environment, Three Birds Renovations is a brand that I work with. And so they did an amazing in-person event where they got hundreds of women who were interested in building and renovating their house. And it was actually done at Electrolux, the oven or the electrical products manufacturer, but specifically for this, it was their ovens, fridges, stoves, and they actually got the Three Birds in there. They produced all the food with their appliances, and then, of course, all the women could actually, and men, could actually go around and talk to the Electrolux staff about their products and get quotes on the products as well. So a really nice integration of actually taking it in person.